Hello friends and welcome to leg day. Today we are going to be doing lower body followed by a lower body burnout and core. So you will need a mat, some for lower body exercises, some for your core at the end. And then I have two sets of weights, a heavy set and a medium set. Just for reference, it doesn't matter what size weight you use, but for reference, I have a set of 20-pound dumbbells for my heavies and 15s for my medium. To start the workout, I have 3 sets of 2 exercises. We will repeat each of those sets 3 times through before completing the burnout at the end, followed by core. So let's get to the first set. Our first set of exercises are going to be front-loaded narrow squats as well as single leg deadlifts. I've got a few different variations, so let's get started. All right, first grab one of your heavy dumbbells. You're gonna start with our feet narrow, so there should only be a little bit of space in between your feet, holding either end of that dumbbell. For that narrow squat, we're going to sit back nice and far and stand up. Sit all the way down and stand. You're gonna do 10 reps of this exercise before moving to the next. If you need an added challenge, go ahead and up the number of reps you do to 12 for each set. All right, exercise 2, we're gonna hold on to that same weight for our single leg deadlifts. Now we have a couple of options for these. So the first option is to stand with like a kickstand. So you'll start with one foot planted. The other one is just slightly behind as we lean forward and come back to the top. As you lean, you want to make sure that you keep your back nice and straight. Your head is a natural extension of that spine, so we're not like letting it drop or trying to look up. So this is your option 1. Option 2, we can add a balance challenge. So here, we're gonna take it down and come back up. Now these should be nice, slow, and controlled since we're adding in the balance element. Take it down nice and slow and come up. I always find balance a lot harder for me to do when I'm on film. So once you do 10 on one side, you'll switch to the other side and again, 10 there. So you either have that nice kickstand option, really focusing on just one hamstring at a time, or add the balance challenge. All right, once you've done all 10 or 12, you're gonna start back over with the narrow front-loaded squats, and you'll do all 3 of those exercises 3 times through. For our second set of exercises, we're actually going to take it down to the mat. You're still going to need just one single heavy dumbbell. Our first exercise is a frog bridge. So we're going to lay back. We're going to bring our feet together, so the base of our feet, and our knees are going to kind of go up at 45-degree angles, kind of like they're pointing towards the corners of the room. That heavy weight is going to go right on top of your hips, and you're going to lift, squeeze, and lower. So we're gonna do 10 of these. The biggest thing is I don't want you to fully let your hips rest on the mat as you press up. Kind of hover there, really making your glutes work the entire time. Once you do 10 of those, we are going to do 10 single leg bridges. Yes, every set has a single leg exercises because that, my friends, is what is excellent for runners. So what you're going to do is you are going to extend one leg and you're going to lift and lower, lift and lower. So you'll do 10 on one side, switch, 10 on the other. Now, if the single leg is too challenging, you can't find your balance, or you find that it's painful, you can always do regular bridge lifts right here, or another awesome variation to use is to go ahead and just get rid of that weight and extend and try to do them without the weight first and then with the weight later on. Again, so we'll do 10 frog bridges, 10 single leg on each side, and then you'll repeat that 3 times through. For our third set of exercises, we're going to start holding 2 of our heavier weights, and we're going to do squat to calf raise. So we're going to take that squat down nice and far, stand and lift. Nice and controlled as you sit back in that squat. Then as you come to that calf raise, I want you to think about going all the way up, not forward. The calf raise should be nice and controlled. So we're going to do 10 of these. Now go ahead and grab those medium weights that I suggested, and we're going to do front stepping lunges. So start with your feet about hip width apart, and we're going to step forward and come back together, keeping our feet about hip width apart the entire time. This is going to help with your balance as you're doing these lunges. I want you to do 10 on one side before switching to the other side to do your next 10. When you are lunging, I want you to think about stepping forward nice and far so that your knees are forming 90-degree angles. And then really pressing off that foot to step back together. You want to make sure that your knee is not going over your toe. We don't want to be like this. So think about dropping that back knee to the floor as you lunge down and come back together. So again, 10 of all 3 of those exercises. Repeat 3 times. Take a deep breath because now it's burnout. Okay, for the burnout, there are 2 exercises, and I forgot you do need a circular resistance band. If you have one, if you don't, you can also do the exercise without the band. This just adds a little extra to help really work the glutes. So exercise 1 in our burnout is going to be squat walks. So we're going to squat nice and low, staying in that low squat. We're going to walk to the side. I usually do about 3 each way, and we're staying low the entire time. You're going to hold this for 45 seconds. After that 45 seconds hits, you've got 15 seconds to take your band off, and then we're going to go and do split squats. So start split, and you're just going to go down and up, down and up. Just holding here, all on one side for that 45 seconds. Then you've got a 15-second recovery. Go back to those banded squat walks. Next time through, we're going to do our split squats, on the other side. Taking it down and up. 15-second recovery. 45 seconds with the band. Last time through, you're going to do your split squats. We're just going to do half of them on the first side. So do like 22 seconds, switch, and 22 seconds on the other side. Then we breathe, woosah, and it's time for core. All right, for core, let's get those mats out again, and let me check, I can't remember what we have. Yes, okay. So we're gonna take it down to our mat, and just like the burnout, we're going to do 45 seconds of work with 15 seconds of recovery 3 times through. All right, our 2 exercises. The first one is heel taps. So we're going to kind of just lift up, and we're going to tap our heels like so, just reaching heel to heel. You're in a crunch position. So it's not a sit-up. We're not trying to get all the way up. Just hold so that your abs are really engaged, working those obliques as you reach heel to heel. See how far you can reach as you go in that 45 seconds. Then you'll rest for 15, and then we're going to do prayer crunches. So hands together, and we're going to crunch up, trying to reach in between our knees. It's not a sit-up, it's still a crunch, but I want you to really lift at the top to make those abs work. And again, 45 seconds with 15-second recovery. Repeat 3 times, and you're done. Leg day 1 complete.